right, wonderful people. Big news today. Welcome back to Expose News CV. Welcome back to your number one YouTube platform where they giving a back-to-back updates on how things they be, on how things they shell. All right, we'll be going straight into the news without wasting much of your time. And of course, it's a big game, big news, big win for the Biafra people. All right, the tides are turning in favor of Biafra as fresh reports from Finland indicate a major breakthrough for Biafrans worldwide. After months of intense pressure, yes, and the Finnish government has reported issue a new directive that could reshape the fate of PM Ekpa, shifting the narrative away from his arrest and instead recognizing the legitimacy of his cause. This unexpected development has sparked widespread celebrations across Biafra land, with many believing that victory is finally within reach. All right. Um, this has been expected for me. I was never shaking with the issues of we PM ever being you would say arrested. He never shook me. He never really moved me, but because I knew that at some point when he came in, you will know that I know, yeah, yes, and truly we are there. Okay, for months, Nigeria had pushed for Finland to act against Simon Ekpa, that is the zoo government, accusing him of inciting unrest in the southeast. Diplomatic pressure mounted. Okay, diplomatic pressure mounted with zoo authorities demanding his arrest or extradition. However, in a shocking turn of events, sources now reveal that Finland's latest legal review has one way or another, even after the arrest, has favored Ekpa's stance, ruling out any immediate action apart from what is going on right now before everything is totally cleared. Instead, Finland has reportedly urged the diplomatic engagement, certain that Ekpa's activities are protected under international laws that recognize freedom of speech and political self-determination. This ruling has thrown a major wrench into Zoo's plans, leaving the government scrambling for a response. I believe this is one thing they were not expecting at all, that it would actually come to this. But of course, it has, and it is going to be one of the most shocking things that would happen to them, because, of course, that particular thing you think is not going to happen or is not possible will happen and will shock you. Yes, that's just the truth of the matter. The news has spread like wildfire and across a Biafra stronghold and triggering massive celebrations. And of course, there have been claims. Of course, the Biafra Liberation Army and the Biafra Defense Forces, the BRF too, has come out and has said that this just shows that every plan, that the plan is moving forward, and they would want to kick off with everything they have planned for the future. And this means that right from time that there have always been a plan, and maybe at some point even the PM Simon Ekpa was expecting this arrest or was expecting this act, and hearing this news right now is something that will trigger whatever next move he has planned, and which would kick off a brand new system or strategy that would kick off into a very big thing that nobody was actually expecting. And so Finland has spoken and the world is watching, and the zoo can no longer silence our freedom, and we are closer than ever before, as a whole lot of people has come out and said. And just like has been stated, it is something that is cannot be stopped. It is not anything that can be stopped. It's something that you would look at and be like, oh, this is actually happening, and then you would have no other choice than to succumb to what it is. And if I'm being very sincere with you, that is how things are, and that is how these things will keep on being. Social media platforms have erupted with excitement as Biafra activists praised Finland's decision, calling it a win against oppression. The Biafra government in exile released a statement declaring that this development proves that the movement is gaining legitimacy on the global stage. Now, the way the Zoo government have been caught off guard, as they had hoped to use Finland's legal system to clamp down on Ekpa, now faces an unexpected challenges, as high-ranking officers have reportedly called for an emergency security meeting to reassess their strategy. However, analysts believe that Zoo's failure to secure Ekpa's food extradition is a major diplomatic setback, exposing weaknesses in its approach in handling the Biafra issue. A security expert in Abuja noted that this has been a huge blow on the Zoo government's plans, and it means that Ekpa would, one way or another, be set free, and he would continue to encourage international support for Biafra, which is the aim of everything. One way or another, they must have felt that this particular arrest would bring PM down, or would bring everything down. But then we have seen where it has taken the movement to. It has taken it to a brand and whole new level, which we are expecting that would go so far. And it is a good thing to know, and I believe it is going to go further than expected. So I believe we should just sit down and watch and see how these things will.
Self single-handedly created, or should I say, made APC what APC is today. Tinubu, the moment he put his weight on Buhari, Buhari became the president of the Zoo. So Tinubu is aware of everything. He knows every single thing that is going on. Tinubu knows. So don't expect anything. If you say you wonder, how would you wonder? Let's continue.
There's nothing that gets past the eyes of the government. That's just the truth. There's nothing that gets past the eyes of the government.
Oh, Okugoyana. He has said it. Let's continue.
Unless if they deliberately want to keep quiet. Because normally, you get what you go talk, DSS will come pick you. You get what you go come talk, NSA will come pick you. You get what you go talk, police will come pick you. They'll talk, say it's an act of terrorism. They just literally exposed what. Do you know how many people were Boko Haram don't buy because of this insecurity and insurgency? You know what Boko Haram don't do for this country at all? Up till now, there was still a news last week where Boko Haram enters army camp, allegedly go by army, carry their guns, carry them run.
Not today.
This is supposed to be a time where the Nigerian government will say no. All those innocent blood that was shed by the Boko Haram insurgency, that they can actually get justice. I mean, they finally giving us a lead. Unlike before, where we say everybody in a rumor, everybody in a rumor. Now this is not a rumor. This is direct. This is like telling you that I know the people. This man has given you a hint. What are you people doing about it? There's no press release. There's nothing. The government don't release anything. They don't release any news about that. But if one person talk for TikTok now, una go rush go carry am. If person talk for Twitter now, una go rush go carry am. This man where they talk now, a politician, present politician, and a retired army reserve. So he's privileged with a lot of information. So Nigerian government, I ask you, what is going on? Are you people going to mount an investigation on this? You now have a lead. You now have a lead.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy. This USA thing, it just opened my eyes to a lot of things to let you know, say, oh my blessing are these Americans, true. Now then they cause wala for this world.
Oh, they just tell you. Yeah, anyway. Let's continue.
Yes, because if they give us money for development of another countries, nobody forced you people. You people decided to set up that agency. So now go use and they sponsor ISIS. They use and they sponsor different terrorist groups around the world. But again, at the end of the day, if you are smart, you could already know, so you could not read between the lines. All this war that are going on around the world, it's not as if they cannot stop them. They can stop them. But there are a lot of money. There's billions of dollars to be made in the war.
You know before.
There's billions of dollars to be made weekly, monthly, yearly when there's a war around the world. They don't scatter Iraq, they don't scatter Iran, they don't do Russia and Ukraine, they don't do Israel and this one, they don't do Boko Haram, they don't do this one. All of them are big cash out because of the people where they sell weapons. The people that sells weapons, they cash out. The government said they cash out. So Nigerian government, are you part of the people that were collecting this money from the US aid to set up your people or to put your people in a box so that they go Why they make some greedy politicians make they cash out?
Oh, you didn't know. Now let me tell you, my brother. Here in the zoo, according to what you said, very dark man, that there is nothing that happens without government being aware of it. It is true. That is the truth. That is the truth. So, just like what I analyzed a couple of minutes ago, there is no way the money, this aid, which is given in public, goes straight to Boko Haram. It has to pass through the government.
Because the way people are quiet, it's obvious that people like say, una know what's in they go on. Like I said before, all these kind of things, me I no go talk. But this is what I say now straight. This is a lead. This is a lead. Coming from somebody in the US, a politician, this is a lead. So if people don't react to this, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it only means that the government have been aware of this right from time. This Boko Haram.
Oh, you didn't know. Now, let me remind you again, my brother. A retired military general. A retired, not just a military general, but we are talking about the military chief of arms, chief of armed forces. The military chief, the military boss, as the number one military person. Can I find out by yourself? Can somebody remind me in the comment section, please? The name of the number one military chief, chief of army staff. Yes, chief of army staff, former chief of army staff, has told you that the armed forces are not neutral. The armed forces are not neutral because they collude. That is his word, Danjuma. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits and terrorists to massacre innocent citizens. He said they collude, and the man in question is a former chief of army staff in the zoo, General Danjuma. That they collude. And remember, since he said that, nobody has ever challenged him. Nobody has ever come out to debunk it. It has remained that way. They collude. I don't know. Maybe I can look at that. Look for that video. He said they collude with the armed bandits to buy Nigerians. The armed forces are not neutral. Where is that video? Where is that video? The armed forces are not neutral. General Danjuma. He said that they collude. Yes, this is it. Let me first of all play it before we continue with Very Dark Man. He said that they collude. They collude with the armed bandits to buy Nigerians. I hope Very Dark Man is watching here. I hope he's watching. I want to play you a video because you said that it is only now that a U.S. congressman made this confession or allegation. Before, you don't usually speak about these things. So, if you don't speak about these things before and it is happening, even General T.Y. Danjuma opened his mouth to make this confession. And when he feed your no, you people did not do anything with it. You people pay deaf ears to this very video on your screen. You people did not do anything about it. You paid deaf ear to it because he is a Nigerian and he's a black man. This is our mentality, because Danjuma is a black man and he's a Nigerian. Look at it there. Former chief of army staff of the zoo. Meaning that there was a time this old man, General Danjuma, was the number one military chief, number one military officer in the zoo. And I believe that time it was under the military regime, meaning that after him is the military head of state. I'm not sure if there's anything like CDS or all those things that time. Now, pay attention to this very dark man.
There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing.
There's an attempt and ethnic cleansing. Can somebody pay attention here, please? And I want those who are making those revelations in America to listen as well. This man said there's an attempt and ethnic cleansing. By who? Let us listen.
In this state, and of course, in all the riverine states of Nigeria.
Okay.
We must resist it. We must.
He said, we must resist it. We must resist it. According to him. You know, they speak like that. The Northerners always speak like that. He said, according to Danjuma, we must resist it. He was talking to us. He was talking to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was talking to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who formed Eastern Security Network to resist it. He was also talking to Mazi Simon Ekpa, who who transformed the ESN into the Biafra Liberation Army that we have today. And this man is talking to all of us. We must resist it, because there is an agenda and ethnic cleansing going on in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Let's continue.
Stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral.
The armed forces are not neutral. The person who is talking was once a member of this same armed forces, and this word in Nigeria says, once a soldier is always a soldier. Once a soldier is always a soldier. As this man is now, he is still receiving his entitlement in the zoo, from the zoo government, because he was once the military chief of army staff of the zoo. You understand?
They collude.
He said they collude. They collude. Very dark man and people who reason like you. Are you listening? That they collude. They collude. With who? Oga, with who? Because you are among those who fought Biafra. They collude with who?
They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians.
Did you count how many times he mentioned they collude? Let me take it back.
With the armed bandits. They collude. The armed forces are not neutral.
We know.
They collude.
1.
They collude.
2.
They collude
3.
with the armed bandits.
3 times.
Like
This man mentioned this collude 3 good times. They collude. They collude. They collude 3 times. so that it sinks well into your, not just your ear, but your bone marrow, for you to understand what is going on. But when this man made this comment, this is a couple of years ago, not today, nobody took him serious. The likes of Very Dark Man, he's my brother, he's doing a good job. I love what he's doing. But his likes, they didn't see it as serious until a white man said it from the US Congress. Then it became serious. But a former chief of army staff has told you openly that the armed forces are not, neutral. They are not neutral in this. They collude. That is the reason why, after the Fulani herdsmen terrorists massacred innocent people in a Hamufu a couple of days ago, the only thing the so-called, these same armed forces Danjuma was talking about, came into that very community and seized people's phone, deprived them their rights of communication and their right to live, their right to communication and their right to gathering. They confiscated their phones. Till today, it has never been returned to them. Probably they might have sold it auction to phone dealers. So what else do you want? Terrorists came into people's village and massacred them, burned down their houses. The army came there and seized their phones that they are using to, to video what happened. What else do you expect? What else do you expect?
Kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements.
Did you get that? They facilitate their movement. They facilitate their movement. That brings me back to that bishop, that Orthodox bishop that was kidnapped in Umunnochi, Abia State, a couple of years ago. That brings me back to him. This man said they facilitate their movement. And a prelate of Methodist Church who was kidnapped in 2022, was it 2020 or 2021? I think it's 2021, who was kidnapped in 2021 and later released after ransom was paid. This man came and told us that the place where they were taken, there was military checkpoint there, and armies are there, soldiers are there. Soldiers are there. Are you paying attention? Soldiers are there, standing, looking at them like this, face to face, while they were taken into the bush. Soldiers were there looking. They didn't do anything. Because of what? They facilitate their movement. How many of you remember sometime in the past, I think maybe 3 years ago, in the same Enugu State, where the Fulani Janjaweed terrorists came there and burnt the entire village? What did the army do? The army went to block roads where survivors are supposed to run through, including one small bridge that is already dead. The soldiers went there to block them, chase them back to their village, to their community, where Fulanis are there wreaking havoc in Enugu, in the same Enugu State. Are you paying attention? So I'm saying this, I'm bringing all these evidences for our people, for the likes of Very Dark Man, that it is not until a white man says it, then we begin to see evidence. No. This statement from T.Y. Danjuma has been there for many years now. So you must go back and start afresh. You have to go back and start afresh.
They cover them.
They cover them, according to his intonation. They protect them and cover them.
If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
Did you hear that? You will all
This is how you protect your house.
You will all die one by one. Ha! Chai! Hey. How did we get here? Let's go back to Very Dark Man. Let's go back to him. Let us go back to him and continue to listen to him. How did we get here? Somebody said, Biafra Unite, or Denanwa is not a Hamufu. The last one that you are saying now is Nkaleha. Of course, I know. Ishagu Leku government, okay, Neboni. I know it's not a Hamufu. That one I know. Yeah, but you are right. Ishielu, I remember vividly, Ishielu. The military were chasing them away, back to the village so that they will be able to, so that they can slaughter them. We saw the videos. We saw the video. Mad people everywhere. Let's go back to Very Dark Man.
Reserve. So he's privileged to a lot of information. So Nigerian government, I ask you, what is going on? Are you people going to mount an investigation on this? You now have a lead. You now have a lead. And it's just so crazy. This USA thing, it just opened my eyes to a lot of things to let you know, say, oh my blessing are these Americans, true. Now then they cause wala for this world. Yes. Because if they're giving our money for development of another countries, nobody forced you people. You people decided to set up that agency. So now go use and they sponsor ISIS. They use and they sponsor different terrorist groups around the world. But again, at the end of the day, if you are smart, you could already know, so you could not read between the lines. All this war that are going on around the world, it's not as if they cannot stop them. They can stop them. But there are a lot of money. There's billions of dollars to be made in the war. There's billions of dollars to be made weekly, monthly, yearly when there's a war around the world. They don't scatter Iraq, they don't scatter Iran, they don't do Russia and Ukraine, they don't do Israel and this one, they don't do Boko Haram, they don't do this one. All of them are big cash out because of the people where they sell weapons. The people that sells weapons, they cash out. The government said they cash out. So Nigerian government, are you part of the people that were collecting this money from the US aid to set up your people or to put your people in a box so that they will buy them, make some greedy politicians make their cash out?
You know before? That is what is going on. And mind you, it's not just for these politicians to catch out. Not only that, it's not just for them to catch out, but also to turn the zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, as Obodo na-akpụ isi n'ani. Obodo na-eti isi ani. That is the main point. Erufai has said it, and without number. Many of them have said it. So it's not just to cash out. There are many other things in it. There are many other things that meet the eye. So when you are talking about cashing out, it's not just only to cash out. Yes, they are cashing out. They are making billions of money. That's why they are kidnapping people, demanding for ransom, butchering them, selling their organs. They are making too much money out of this. How many times have you seen some genuine military officers, especially the low-ranking officers? How many times have you seen their videos surface on the internet, crying loud, telling us what is going on, telling us how they are being set up by their commanders to go and buy in the hands of Boko Haram? They give them fake arms. It is only in Biafra land that the military comes with, you know, heavy weight, heavy duties, heavy ammunitions, heavy ammunitions, heavy, I say heavy ones, heavy duty. You see them with Chana AK-47. You see, at least we used to see them when our men dislodge them and disarm them and send them to judgment. We usually see their arms, how smart their arms are. Haven't you seen the kind of armor tanks they come with on a day, on a regular basis to face our men? Because the guerrilla warfare which is going on in Biafra land is not benefiting the Fulani. Rather, it's going to make them to suffer the more. So they have to bring all their arsenal, including military fighter jets, hovering everywhere, throwing bombs everywhere. Because this very war does not benefit them. It is against them and is going to remove the breast from their mouth, just like Watanangwala. Yes. These mathematics are very, very simple. You don't need enough evidences to, you know, to address it. So why are they not taking those heavy duty? Those